Hello everyone, I am finally back. I apologize for the long hiatus. It was originally supposed to be only a day or two, but then the hurricane came through, and yeah, I just got internet back 2 days ago. And in that time, I've just been kind of relaxing and taking care of some stuff and making sure things are good. But speaking of good things, I wanted to kick this off with showing you all this. I am locally a dungeon master for an LGS, and my players decided to surprise me with this card that most of them managed to sign. And if any of them watch this now or later, I just want them to know that I really appreciate this, and it means a lot. Now, I believe last time we left off, we were getting into paladins. So, I've played a paladin myself a few times, and I'm looking forward to this. So, at first level, you got your core paladin traits. They're primarily focused in strength and charisma. They get a D10 for their hit die, and their saving throw proficiencies are in wisdom and charisma. Their skill proficiencies, you get to choose two from athletics, insight, intimidation, medicine, persuasion, or religion. And they like to use simple and martial weapons. And they are trained in all types of armor. Now, for their starting equipment, they can choose chainmail, a shield, a long sword, 6 javelins, a holy symbol, a priest pack, 9 gold pieces, or 150 gold pieces for you to spend at your leisure. Now, paladins are united by their oaths to stand against the forces of annihilation and corruption, whether sworn before a god's altar, in a sacred glade before nature's spirits, or in a moment of desperation and grief, with the dead as the only witness. A paladin's oath is a powerful bond. It is a source of power that turns a devout warrior into a blessed champion. Paladins train to learn the skills of combat, mastering a variety of weapons and armor. Even so, their martial skills are secondary to the magical power that they wield. Power to heal the injured, smite their foes, and protect the helpless and those who fight at their side. Almost by definition, the life of a paladin is an adventuring life. For every paladin lives on the front lines of the cosmic struggle against annihilation. Fighters are rare enough amongst the ranks of a world's armies, but even fewer people can claim the calling of a paladin. When they do receive the call, these blessed folk turn from their former occupations to take up arms and magic. So, becoming a paladin. You gain all the traits I've said above, and you gain their core features when you multi-class. So let's go over that. At level 1, you gain Lay on Hands. Your Blessed Touch can heal wounds. You have a pool of healing power that replenishes when you finish a long rest. With that pool, you can restore a total number of hit points equal to 5 times your paladin level. As a bonus action, you can touch a creature, which could be yourself, and draw power from the pool of healing to restore a number of hit points to that creature, up to the maximum amount remaining in the pool. You can also expend 5 hit points from the pool of healing power to remove the poison condition from the creature. Those points don't also restore hit points to the creature. So let's say, for example, you get up there in levels and you get 20 to your healing pool. You can just, bam, heal somebody for 20 HP as a bonus action, which is nothing to turn your nose up at. It's come in handy for me multiple times. So, at level 1 you get spell casting. You have learned to cast spells through prayer and meditation. So, you have spell slots. I will go ahead and tell you, you will never have as many as a full caster. But you do gain them all back on long rest. Now you can prepare spells of level 1 and up as you level up. To start, you choose 2 level 1 paladin spells. Heroism and Searing Smite are recommended. The number of spells on your list increases as you gain levels, as they do with any other class that we've been going through. And whenever the number increases, you get to choose additional Paladin spells until the number of spells on your list matches the number in the Paladin features table. The chosen spells must be of level which you have spell slots. For example, if you're a level 5 Paladin, and your list of prepared spells can include 6 Paladin spells of level 1 or 2 in any combination. If another Paladin feature gives you spells that you always have prepared, they don't count against the spells that you can prepare, because they're always prepared. Alright, so this is your table, and my cats are fighting. So, whenever you finish a long rest, you can replace one spell on your list with another Paladin spell for which you have spell slots. Your spellcasting ability is Charisma. That's why a lot of people multi-class with Warlock or with Bard. Sometimes Sorcerer. I did Sorcerer once, it's pretty good. Your spellcasting ability is your Charisma, and so for that, your spellcasting focus, as you are essentially a Holy Warrior, is a Holy Symbol. Now, at level 1, these guys are going to get Weapon Mastery because they're more martial-based. And then at level 2, you gain a Fighting Style. Now, they have access to what is called Blessed Warrior. You can learn 2 Cleric cantrips of your choice. Guidance and Sacred Flame are recommended. The chosen cantrips count as Paladin spells for you, and Charisma is your spellcasting ability. And whenever you gain a level, you can replace one of the cantrips. And then at level 2, you also gain Paladin Smite. You always have the Divine Smite spell prepared. In addition, you can cast it without expending a spell slot, but you must finish a long rest before you can cast it this way again. So, this is a big difference from the 2014 rules. 2014 rules, Paladin Smite wasn't a spell, it was an ability. Now, at level 3, you gain Channel Divinity like you would if you were a Cleric. So, you have some of the similar abilities, but unlike then, you gain Divine Sense, which is a kind of unique ability for Paladins. Now, you can use, each time you use this class's Channel Divinity, you can choose which effect from this class to create, and you can use your Channel Divinity twice. You regain one of its uses when you finish a short rest, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest, and you gain more uses when you hit level 11. So. If a Channel Divinity effect requires a saving throw, the DC equals your spell save DC from your spellcasting feature. Now, what is Divine Sense? Divine Sense is a bonus action that you can open your awareness to detect Celestials, Fiends, and Undead for 10 minutes, or until you have the incapacitated condition. You know the location of any creature of those types within 60 feet of yourself, and you know its creature type. Within the same radius, you can also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated, as with the Hallow spell. So, typically, whenever I've played, there's been some confusion. I'm glad they've clarified some things, because they added some flavor text that was like, you can detect good and evil. Well, a lot of people interpret that as you can detect good and evil creatures. And a lot of DMs will typically allow that. But they have since taken away that flavor text. I do like that we have a 10-minute timer, though, because previously it was just like a boo, like a little radar ping, and that's what you saw was what you got. Now, at level 3, you gain your subclass. And then at level 4, you get your ability score improvement or a feat. Level 5, you get an extra attack, and also a new thing that they're doing called a Faithful Steed. You can call on the aid of an otherworldly steed. You always have the Find Steed spell prepared, and you can also cast the spell once without expending a spell slot. And you regain the ability to do so when you finish a long rest. At level 6, you gain Aura of Protection. You radiate a protective, unseeable aura, and a 10-foot emanation that originates from you. The aura is inactive while you have the incapacitated condition. You and your allies in the aura gain a bonus to their saving throws equal to your Charisma modifier. If another paladin is present, the creature can only benefit from one aura of protection at a time. The creature chooses which aura to aura while in their radius. So that's not bad. I believe that's a new thing. I think that was either an optional rule or a specific subclass ability previously. At level 9, you get Abjure Foes. As a magic action, you can expend a Channel Divinity to overwhelm foes with awe. You present your holy symbol or weapon, excuse me, and you can target a number of creatures equal to your Charisma modifier that you can see within 60 feet of yourself. Each target must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or be frightened for 1 minute or until it takes any damage. While frightened in this way, a target can only do one of the following things on its turn: move, take an action, or take a bonus action. Now, here's an interesting thing, especially if you guys have played Baldur's Gate or have played an Oathbreaker before. So, breaking your oath. A paladin tries to hold to the highest standards of conduct, but even the most dedicated are fallible. Sometimes a paladin transgresses their oath. A paladin who has broken a vow typically seeks absolution, spending an all-night vigil as a sign of penitence, or undertaking a fast. After a rite of forgiveness, the paladin starts fresh. If your paladin unrepentantly violates their oath, talk to your DM. Your paladin should probably take a more appropriate subclass, or even abandon the class and adopt another one. I like that. I like that they made a thing where you can just decide not to be a paladin. You can be a fighter, or ranger, or something else. I like that. And they are very much hinting here that Oathbreaker. So, at level 10, you gain Aura of Courage. You and your allies have immunity to the Frightened condition while in your Aura of Protection. If a frightened ally enters the aura, the condition has no effect on that ally while they're there. Level 11, you gain Radiant Strikes. Your strikes now carry supernatural power. When you hit a target with an attack roll using a melee weapon or an unarmed strike, the target takes an extra 1d8 radiant damage. And then Restoring Touch. When you use your Lay on Hands on a creature, you can also remove one of the following conditions: blind, charmed, deafened, frightened, paralyzed, or stunned. You must expend 5 hit points from the pool to end one of these conditions, and they don't restore hit points. That's a fair trade. Level 18, you get your Aura expansion. I really want to refer to that as Domain expansion, but your Aura now has an extra 30 feet. And then level 19, as with every other class, in this new edition, you gain your Epic Boon. Now, you don't get anything for level 20. Well, they have their Paladin spell list over here on this page. I'm not going to go through that, but I will show it to you real quick. I believe they've gotten some more spells in this one, which ain't half bad. They only go up to level 5, though, as they are only a half caster. Alright, and now is your friendly reminder to hydrate. Refreshing. Now, your Paladin subclass is a specialization that grants you features at certain Paladin levels. This section represents the Oath of Devotion, Oath of Glory, Oath of the Ancients, and Oath of Vengeance subclasses. Each of these subclasses represents a body of oaths that a Paladin begins taking upon joining the class. The final oath, taken at level 3, is the culmination of a Paladin's training. Some characters with this class don't consider themselves true Paladins until they've reached level 3 and made their oath. For others, the swearing of the oath is a formality, an official stamp on what was already in their hearts. A Paladin Cleric multi-class character that I'm playing currently is a Oath of Vengeance. They started this journey after they were visiting a foreign land and saw a church get blown up in front of them. The church belonged to a deity that their cleric god is a friend of. So they have taken on a Oath of Vengeance to avenge the people that died in the fire. And that's an example of the kind of vibe you can do. So, Oath of Devotion. You uphold the ideals of justice and order. You're a cop. Or at least, you know. Anyway. The Oath of Devotion binds paladins to the ideals of justice and order. These paladins meet the archetype of the knight in shining armor. They hold themselves to the highest standards of conduct, and some, for better or worse, hold the rest of the world to the same standards. Many who swear this oath are devoted to gods of law and good and use their god's tenet as the measure of their personal devotion. Others hold angels as their ideals and incorporate images of angelic wings into their helmets or coat of arms. These paladins share the following tenets. Let your word be your promise. Protect the weak and never fear to act. Let your honorable deeds be an example. So, your spells. You get Protection from Evil and Good at level 3, as well as Shield of Faith. At level 5, you get Aid, Zone of Truth. At 9, Beacon of Hope and Dispel Magic. Level 13, Freedom of Movement and Guardian of Faith. And then level 17, Commune and Flame Strike. Nice. At level 3, you also get Sacred Weapon. When you take the attack action, you can expend a use of Channel Divinity to imbue one melee weapon that you're holding with positive energy for 10 minutes, or until you use this feature again. So, while that is active, I like that they have a Tiefling Paladin. Let's fucking go. You get to add your Charisma modifier to attack rolls with that weapon, with a minimum bonus of +1. And each time you hit with it, you cause it to deal its normal damage type or radiant damage. The weapon also emits a bright light in 20-foot radius and dim light 20 feet beyond that. You can end this effect early, no action required. And the effect also ends if you aren't carrying the weapon. Now at level 7, you are also going to gain an Aura of Devotion. You and your allies have immunity to the Charm condition while you're in your Aura Protection. If a charmed ally enters the area, the condition has no effect while they're in there. At level 15, you gain Smite of Protection. Your magical smite now radiates protective energy. Whenever you cast Divine Smite and your allies have half cover, while your Aura of Protection is up. The aura has this benefit until the start of your next turn. Half cover gives you an additional bonus to your AC, for those of you who don't know. That is really good. I like that a lot. At level 20, you get Holy Nimbus. As a bonus action, you can imbue your Aura of Protection with Holy Power, granting you the benefits below for 10 minutes, or until you end them. No action required. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. You can also restore your use of it by expending a level 5 spell slot with no action required. Holy Ward. You have advantage on any saving throw you are forced to make by a fiend or an undead. Radiant damage. Whenever an enemy starts its turn in the aura, that creature takes radiant damage equal to your charisma modifier, plus your proficiency bonus. And Sunlight. The area is filled with bright light that is sunlight. That's effective against vampires. Useful for certain campaigns with certain enemies. Friendly reminder to hydrate. I swear, you guys, I never dry out more than when I am doing these things. So, the Oath of Glory. Strive for the heights of heroism. Paladins who take the Oath of Glory believe they and their companions are destined to achieve glory through deeds of heroism. They train diligently and encourage their companions. They're all ready for when destiny calls. These paladins share the following tenets. Endeavor to be known by your deeds. Face hardships with courage. Inspire others to strive for glory. Glory. I'm sorry, I got a little carried away there. So, you get Inspiring Smite. Immediately after you cast Divine Smite, you can expend one use of your Channel Divinity and distribute temporary hit points to creatures of your choice within 30 feet of yourself, which can include you. That's nice. The total number of temporary hit points equals 2d8 plus your Paladin level, divided by the chosen creatures however you like. Now your spells that you get are at level 3, Guiding Bolt and Heroism. Level 5, you get Enhance Ability and Magic Weapon. Level 9, you get Haste. That's pretty good. And Protection from Energy. At level 13, you get Compulsion and Freedom of Movement. And level 17, Legend Lore and Yondel's Regal Presence. That's a new one. So, you also gain Peerless Athlete. As a bonus action, you can expend your Channel Divinity to augment your athleticism. For 1 hour, you have advantage on Strength, Athletics, and Dexterity Acrobatics checks. And the distance of your long and high jumps increases by 10 feet. Sounds to me like you get to go from 0 to hero. At level 7, you get an Aura of Alacrity. Alacrity. Your speed increases by 10 feet. In addition, whenever an ally enters your Aura of Protection for the first time on a turn, or starts their turn there, your ally's speed increases by 10 feet until the end of their next turn. Hey, that's not too bad. I kind of like that. Then level 15, you get your Glorious Defense. You can turn defense into a sudden strike. When you or another creature you can see within 10 feet of you is hit by an attack roll, you can take a reaction to grant a bonus to the target's AC against that attack, potentially causing it to miss. The bonus equals your Charisma modifier. If the attack misses, you can make one attack with a weapon against the attacker as part of this reaction, if the attacker is within your weapon's range. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your Charisma modifier, and when you take a long rest, you regain all expended uses. Then level 20, you become a living legend. You can empower yourself with the legends, whether true or exaggerated. I love that they imply that you're lying. Of your great deeds. As a bonus action, you gain the benefits below for 10 minutes, and once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. You can also restore your use of it by expending a level 5 spell slot. No action required. So, let's see what these are, huh? Charismatic. You are blessed with an otherworldly presence and have advantage on all charisma checks. You get a saving throw reroll. If you fail a saving throw, you can use a reaction to reroll it, and you must use the new roll. And then you gain Unerring Strike. Once on each of your turns when you make an attack roll with a weapon and miss, you can cause that attack to just hit instead. Alright. That's not bad. So that's essentially guaranteeing that you won't miss, and when you do your smite, that's pretty good. So, Oath of the Ancients. Preserve life and light in the world. The Oath of the Ancients is as old as the first elves. Paladins who swear this oath cherish the light. They love the beautiful and life-giving energies of the world more than any principles of honor, courage, and justice. They often adorn their armor and clothing with images of growing things, leaves, antlers, or flowers, to reflect their commitment to preserving life and light. These paladins share the following tenets: kindle the light of hope, shelter life, delight in art and laughter. So at level 3, you get Nature's Wrath. As a magic action, you can expend one use of your Channel Divinity to conjure spectral vines around nearby creatures. Each creature of your choice that you can see within 15 feet of yourself must succeed on a strength saving throw or have the restrained condition for 1 minute. A restrained creature repeats the save at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. That's my dog in the background. And then at level 3, you also have your spells. You get Ensnaring Strike and Speak with Animals at level 3. Level 5, you get Misty Step and Moonbeam. Level 9, you get Plant Growth, Protection from Energy. Then level 13, you get Ice Storm and Stone Skin. And at level 17, you get Commune with Nature and Tree Stride. I like that. That's much more of a druid theme, personally, and I'm pretty cool with that. Just ignore that for now. That's what they look like. Aren't they handsome? Look at those horns. Now, at level 7, you're going to gain the Aura of Warding. Ancient magic lies so heavily upon you that it forms an Eldritch Ward, blunting energy from beyond the material plane. You and your allies have resistance to necrotic, psychic, and radiant damage, while in your Aura of Protection. At level 15, you become an Undying Sentinel. When you are reduced to 0 hit points and not killed outright, you can just drop to 1 hit point instead, and regain a number of hit points equal to 3 times your Paladin level. So 3 times 15, it's going to be pretty up there. Once you use this feature, you can't do it again until you finish a long rest. Additionally, you can't be aged magically, and you cease visibly aging. They gave you that Archdruid feature, man. At level 20, you get you become an Elder Champion. As a bonus action, you can imbue your Aura Protection with Primal Power, granting the benefits below for 1 minute, or until you end them, no action required. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. You can also restore your use of it by expending a level 5 spell slot at no action required. So you can diminish Defiance. Enemies in your aura have disadvantage on saving throws against your spells and Channel Divinity options. You also get Regeneration. At the start of each of your turns, you just regain 10 hit points. And then you get Swift Spells. Whenever you cast a spell that has a casting time of an action, you can do it as a bonus action instead. I see why that's a level 20 feature, but I see you, and I like it. They really gave that a major overhaul. I like that a lot. And now, Oath of Vengeance. Punish evildoers at any cost. The Oath of Vengeance is a solemn commitment to punish those who have committed grievously evil acts. When evil armies slaughter homeless villagers, when a tyrant defies the will of the gods, when a thieves' guild grows too violent, when a dragon rampages the countryside. At times like these, paladins arise and swear an oath of vengeance to set right the wrongs. These paladins share the following tenets. Show the wicked no mercy. Fight injustice and its causes. Aid those harmed by injustice. So level 3, your spells. You get Bane and Hunter's Mark. You also, at level 5, get Hold Person and Misty Step. At level 9, you gain Haste and Protection from Energy. 13, you get Banishment and Dimension Door. And level 17, you get Hold Monster and Scrying. And, gorgeous. I love good armor. Don't judge me. So, at level 3, you get your Vow of Enmity. When you take the attack action, you can expend your Channel Divinity to utter a Vow of Enmity against a creature that you can see within 30 feet of yourself. You have advantage on attack rolls against the creature for 1 minute, or until you use this feature again. If the creature drops to 0 hit points before the vow ends, you can transfer the vow to a different creature within 30 feet of yourself with no action required. So, that's not bad. It's essentially Hunter's Mark. So, you also at level 7 get Relentless Avenger. Your supernatural focus helps you close off a foe's retreat. When you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, you can reduce its speed to 0 until the end of the current turn. You can then move up to half your speed as part of the same reaction. This movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. Nice. At level 15, you get Soul of Vengeance. Immediately after a creature under the effect of your Vow of Enmity hits or misses with an attack roll, you can take a reaction to make a melee attack against that creature if it's within range. And then at level 20, you become an Avenging Angel. As a bonus action, you gain the benefits below for 10 minutes, or until you end them. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. You can also restore it by expending a 5th level spell slot with no action required. You get Flight. You spout spectral rings on your back and have a fly speed of 60 feet and can hover. I like it. Honestly, I know they fixed it in this edition where your smite can be imbued on ranged weaponry, but you don't always have a ranged weapon on hand, so the fact that they give you a flight to really get up there and smite them where it hurts, no matter where they go. It's pretty sweet. You also gain a Frightful Aura. Whenever an enemy starts its turn in your aura of protection, that creature must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw, or have the frightened condition for 1 minute, or until it takes any damage. Attack rolls against the frightened creature have advantage. Not bad. Not bad at all. Well, I know there was a lot of controversy with this new one because Paladins can only do 1 smite per turn now, but I'm okay with that. That needed balancing because I've played in parties where the Paladin just reduces the BBEG to Ash because they have more than 1 attack, and they smite with everything they've got. Now, next time, we'll be going into Ranger. Now, Rangers didn't get a lot of love in 2014, and that's a thing. But I personally enjoy using the Ranger class to help multi-class and become something greater. That's my personal take on it. But I'm looking forward to going over all that with you guys next time. Thank you all for tuning in, watching my videos. Friends, if you're watching this, thank you so much for all your support. I'm going to be posting this on YouTube a little bit later, but right now I've got to get ready for work. Feel free to share my stuff with whoever you want. I don't care. I'm not shy. Not at all. But anyway, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Alright, see ya.